Chapter 24. Main meanings for awakening consciousness. Number 1. Abide in your pure I, as the only point of support, the name of which is Nirvana. Number 2. Teach yourself to act in the game of life from your pure I, then the game of life will always please you. Number 3. Do not look for God outside your pure I. Abide in your pure I, and the search for the second will end. Number 4. Accept your life as an interesting obstacle course, which your pure I creates for itself as a God of eternity, embarking on another journey through the unified self. Number 5. Dissolve suffering and fears into your eternal pure I. Number 6. Dissolve the other in your contemplation and become one. Number 7. Do not wish for temporary cities and miracles. Be in the pure I, and it will return to you your first body, the name of which is the space of consciousness, the God of eternity, and with it will return to your eternal cities, divine miracles, simply and automatically. Number 8. On planets where duality and knowledge of the second separate rules live invisible, from your invisibility help the separated souls to know themselves. Number 9. Be the active space of Nirvana, headed by your pure I, and then all the power of eternity will be with you in the form of the space of consciousness, which in an instant changes any perceived reality at your will. Number 10. Dissolve your past experience, remain pure I, and then you will discover your eternity. Number 11. If you want to know yourself as a God, you have to forget everything. Stay pure I. Number 12. When you, no one, no place and no time, then you, everything, everywhere and always. Remember this. Number 13. If you want to know God, you have to become Him. Number 14. Let religions of duality bypass you. They are unnecessary for young souls as the point of support. But if there is only one point of support, it is your pure I. From it live, breathe, and spontaneously manifest, then the knowledge of your eternity will come now. Number 15. Understand yourself in all your unity. Number 16. Complete calmness, contemplation, dissolution. There are the states that create the unity of yourself with yourself. There is no second. The second is a game illusion in your unified consciousness. Remember this. Number 17. All suffering in lives comes from the loss of the memory of the one and only self. Number 18. Carrying the knowledge of your unity on the planets of the divided, the second, remain invisible, because it is senseless to seek glory about yourself in yourself. Number 19. Your responsibility is always for your whole self, for your eternity. Therefore, do not stop cleaning yourself in all your manifestations, thoughts and images, from the universes of subtle dimensions, your body, to the universes of denser dimensions. Number 20. From your pure I, you will know many facets of your eternal life. You will meet your reflections in the pure images of the gods of the universes and eternal saints inhabiting the pure dimensions of the living unified consciousness. Number 21. Spontaneity of manifestation in the game of one's unified consciousness is the life of pure I. This is the life of Mahasid, outside the karmic frame of individual consciousness, because the karma frame is destroyed and dissolved by the unified power of pure I. Number 22. All causes of manifestation in the games of consciousness are dissolved, but the spontaneous response to the call from the game of eternity directs the Mahasidha to help himself alone. Number 23. Nothing in the game of eternal consciousness is alien to the Mahasidha. Spontaneously playing any game of eternity from the pure I. He remains in the pure I, untainted by the game. Number 24. Such notions as jewelry, consciousness, are the game of the pure I, which has created jewelry of consciousness in the image of all eternal existence, and always remains pure I, unless it identifies itself, the pure I, with its jewelry. Number 25. There are two kinds of game in eternity. The first kind of game, let's call it the awakened kind of game. It is played by the pure I, without falling under the hypnosis of the game. At any complexity of the game, the I remains pure without falling asleep under its power. The second kind of game is called the game of sleep, because our pure I fell under the complex hypnosis of the game from childhood and fell asleep under the hypnotic power of desires. This game, which we all call life. Number 26. Don't let your consciousness hypnotize you. Control it from your pure I, and then you will live the awakened life of a Buddha. Number 27. Do not awaken the child from sleep without his consent and signs of readiness for awakening. Otherwise, you will destroy his reality, breaking his karmic frame of consciousness. Like a house in a sandbox, without having time to create a new, freer house for him, and having created a new free house in his consciousness, teach him how to dissolve the new free house frame of consciousness, relying on the only point of support in eternity, which is truly unchangeable. This point of support, your pure I, all the frames of consciousness in eternity will be broken and dissolved. Therefore, hold on to the only unchanging pure self as the only point of support in eternity, whose name is Nirvana. I am Nirvana. Nirvana is me. Number 28. Help for the sufferer is done by bringing the sufferer out of hypnotic sleep in the game of life. The sufferer must be brought out of suffering into a state called pure I, and from this new state to look at the game of his suffering consciousness and the causes created in the game that led him to suffering. As a rule, the only cause of suffering is too much player in the game and too much self-identification with the game. In simple words, you are too much in your game. Reduce the share of yourself in the game, and with this share will go your suffering and also the reasons for suffering that you create yourself. Sometimes stay in your pure I, and you will learn to dissolve all your sufferings in it. It is like a parent distracting a crying child who lost in a computer game and too fell under the hypnotic sleep of this game. The parent, as the more awakened of the two at the moment, redirects the consciousness of the crying child in another direction, inventing a new game for him. The same happens with spiritual practices. The teacher redirects the consciousness of the awakening seeker to the creation of a new free frame of consciousness, in time telling the student the way, how, and why this new frame of consciousness. The student, too, will have to destroy already by himself to fully awaken from all frame constructions and truths accompanying the frame of free consciousness, and eventually dissolve everything, entering the nature of our pure I, whose name is Nirvana, into our eternal body from it, i.e. from our pure I, spontaneously manifesting through the space of united consciousness, to play eternal games of consciousness, remaining awakened again, always. So our pure I, falling under the power of hypnotic game dreams of our unified consciousness, plays the game with itself called not self. With time, after playing, it awakens again to the one pure I. So the eternal pure I, playing with myself in the game called not I, creates the whole eternal game of existence, where our pure I, the only player in itself, plays with countless players, whose name is not I. The game begins from the moment in consciousness when the single pure I wants to see the second, to suffer and to rejoice, to love and to hate. Know that already from this moment, the game in any of the realities has begun. Therefore, the state that can be called Mahasiddha in the third state, from which the pure I plays games, the hypnotic dreams of the games of the consciousness of all existence, cannot subdue and stain the pure I of Mahasiddha. He is Mahasiddha, tempering the perception of any reality of games by the practice of Mahasiddha, which teaches to manifest Mahasiddha in every moment of eternity of games of living consciousness from the pure I, digression. Why do I say from the pure I, and not from the higher, as many people say? Because as soon as you arrive in the pure I, you will realize that there is no second here. The higher, the lower, is a game of consciousness, and here in the pure I am one. And in the place where I am one, the knowledge of the second self is just a hypnotic dream. Do not fall into hypnotic dreams of knowledge. Dreams of knowledge are illusions that our pure I brings to itself when it decides to play games with itself. But when you awaken to your pure I, then God and gods, higher and lower, will melt for you in your one pure I, in the image of your one body of consciousness, the name of which is being. This is all that has always been and will always be written to you, sleeping Buddha, for your awakening. Therefore, when meeting a newborn child, you can say this phrase, "Welcome to the playful dream, sleeping Buddha." This sentence will support the parents in the awakened state and will help in time to awaken the child as well, because they all, the family, sleep in the same dream, and inside them a single pure I sleeps playing in a dream of the second, third, and so on, at the same time always ready to wake up. But no one will wake up, because everyone in the family is comfortably asleep, and who and when in the family or after the family will become an alarm clock is always a mystery for the sleeper, because he is not looking for it. But someday the shackles of sleep will begin to break, and the deep sleeper will begin to look for an alarm clock, and in time will wake up the others, with the help of the sounds of pure knowledge, which he will absorb from the teachers, or they, pure knowledges, will come to him from the depths of his pure self, and will no longer let him sleep, bringing his sleeper to full awakening, opening eternal horizons of new adventures in the unified self, where all fetters and walls in consciousness will melt away, and full freedom of self-expression in his united eternity will open up, and fetters and prisons in consciousness he will leave the awakened ones to the sleeping ones. They are not yet ready for full freedom, an eternal miracle. But their time will come soon. When a child has played, the time usually comes. Do not judge children for playing too cruel games in their sleep. Inside all of them, there is a sleeping God playing in the form of a child, whose name is our one pure I, or Nirvana. When you wake up, then you will understand everything. Wake up soon, sleeping Buddhas.